Hi, my name is Mia Lawrence.
Hi, my name is Addie Smith. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you also.
So, what job are you applying for today?
I am applying for the marketing internship at Lightning 100.
Okay, great. What are some of your strengths?
Some of my strengths include organizational skills and time management skills, and I believe those go really well together.
What would you say some of your weaknesses are?
Some of my weaknesses include being shy and having trouble with public speaking. I am actually in a public speaking class though right now, which is helping me perform better and also gaining confidence, which has helped with the shyness.
How would your current or last boss describe you?
My last boss would describe me as being very responsible and a hard worker.
Okay. So tell me what your boss's responsibilities were.
Being a manager at a restaurant, my boss basically had to delegate certain tasks to people, hire people, basically make sure that the restaurant was running efficiently.
What is your opinion of them?
I love my bosses. I actually had multiple bosses, since most nights there would be 3 managers at a time, and they had great personalities and just made the environment really great.
How would your coworkers or subordinates describe you?
My coworkers would describe me as being very organized. I was one of the youngest people working there, yet I felt like I was one of the most responsible, and I felt that way because they gave me that confidence by telling me how I was doing a great job by making sure that they were getting enough tables for the night, which correlated to more tips for them.
Okay, great. So why do you want to work for us?
I would love to work for Lightning 100 because I love the music industry. Being from Nashville, I've grown up around a lot of events y'all have put on, and it's just been, I feel like it's really affected my life by being able to see the music industry grow, and I would love to see what the marketing and advertisement does for that community.
Why do you want to leave your present employer?
Working at a restaurant doesn't really correlate at all to marketing, which is what I hope to do in the future.
Okay. Why should we hire you over the other finalists?
I believe that even though I'm a young candidate, I am very moldable and I am willing to work hard for this job since I'm so young and it is an unpaid internship, which I believe a lot of other people aren't really looking for as they get older. So being younger, I'm willing to work hard and I can adjust to what you guys need.
What qualities or talents would you bring to the job?
I would bring a lot of organization and hardworking abilities, and also I have a lot of marketing skills already. Being in charge of the eClub social media account, I have been able to gain a lot of followers in just the past couple weeks that I've been in charge of it, and I also have experience in marketing since I was in charge of the marketing department at a business I ran in high school.
Okay. Tell me about some of your accomplishments.
Talking about that business I would help run in high school, I helped create a business called Haunted Hillsboro, which was basically a haunted house, and through my advertisement and marketing skills, I was able to gain over 60 volunteers in just a week, which helped run the haunted house since most of the workers are people that are just scaring people for fun.
What is your most important contribution to your last or current employer?
I think my greatest contribution at the restaurant I worked at was helping train a lot of the people. Since we had a very high turnover rate, there was constantly new hostesses in that didn't really know what they needed to do. So I was able to motivate them and teach them how the restaurant worked.
Okay. How do you perform under deadline pressure? And please give me an example.
I think I perform really well under deadline pressure. Working in a restaurant, which is really fast paced with a lot of hungry people that want to eat immediately, I had to work under strict schedules to make sure that people got seated in a great amount of time.
How well do you react to criticism?
I believe that I react really well to criticism. I am a perfectionist, so I always want to improve the best way I can.
Describe a conflict or disagreement at work in which you were involved, and how was it resolved?
One of the hostesses that I was working with basically was slacking off a lot, and I was picking up a lot of that slack and working a lot harder than I needed to be, and it was affecting the restaurant since I was one of the only hostesses working when there should have been 2 at the time. And my manager confronted me about it, and I had to just be honest with him since it was affecting the restaurant, and I just wanted it to help the whole restaurant.
What are 2 of the biggest problems you've encountered at your job, and how did you overcome them?
Working in the restaurant as an introvert, I had to deal with being around a lot of people, and I learned to like being around a lot of people, even though it can be a little draining sometimes. As long as I just get a couple minutes to myself and breathe, I've learned that I can overcome that. And also speaking clearly, and as a hostess, I learned how to speak and look directly at people while talking.
Think of a major crisis you faced at work and explain how you handled it.
The restaurant I worked at was a sports bar in Nashville, Tennessee, and during the Preds games, which are very popular in Nashville, a lot of people, at least 200 would come at the same time to come see the games. And one night we got up to a 2-hour wait, which is one of the longest waits we've ever had. And as soon as I stepped in, I was able to get the wait down to 30 minutes by figuring out a way to organize the restaurant more efficiently to seat more people in a quicker manner.
Give me an example of a risk that you took at your job, past or present, and how it turned out.
Going off that last question, I basically created a new way to arrange the tables, and that was a big risk for me personally because I had to suggest to my managers, who are a lot older compared to me, and I was just worried about what they would think, but they really liked the idea and it worked out really well.
Well, that's good. What's your managerial style like?
I would say that my managerial style is consultative. Basically, I like to get other people's opinions and kind of incorporate all of them, yet I would still have the ability to make the final decision, but at least I could hear other people's opinions so that they knew that they were cared for and that their opinions actually mattered.
Have you ever hired employees before?
I have not.
What type of performance problems have you encountered in people who report to you, and how do you motivate them to improve?
Being a hostess, I had to train a lot of new hosts and hostesses, and they were really stressed and overwhelmed since it is overwhelming to work in a restaurant, and it was some of their first jobs working in a restaurant. And as long as I had a positive attitude and showed them exactly what they needed to do, it helped them and the restaurant overall in the long run.
Describe a typical day at your present or last job.
Being a hostess, I would arrive around 4 p.m., make sure that my stand was clean and that everything was organized. Then I would go around the restaurant, make sure the tables were clean and ready for a busy night. And then I would see which servers had already arrived, and if anyone was missing, I would report it to my manager. And then I would begin seating people as the restaurant got more busy, and then I would help close the restaurant and making sure everything was clean and that people were all satisfied.
Okay. What is a book that you have recently read?
One of my favorite books that I've read recently is Beloved by Toni Morrison, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a great book that I highly recommend.
Okay. Lastly, what do you see yourself doing 5 years from now?
I am hoping to work in the music industry in Nashville, but also incorporating my love for marketing and advertisement, and I would love to see how I could improve a business in the music industry.
Okay. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.